Before we begin, take a slow breath, not a forced one, just a gentle breath, in and out. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat quietly and asked yourself, am I really becoming the person I once dreamed of? Not the version you talk about, not the version you imagine at night. Not the version you describe to friends, but the real one, the one built by daily actions, by small choices, by silent effort. When was the last time you looked at your life, without excuses, without blaming anyone, and just asked, is this where I thought I'd be? Do you remember the dreams you had 2, 3, 5 years ago? Do you remember how alive they felt, how real they felt, how sure you were that this time I'll do it? And yet somehow life kept moving. Days became weeks, weeks became years. And many of those dreams are still waiting, still unfinished, still sitting quietly inside you, not dead, just ignored, covered with dust, like old books on a forgotten shelf. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever felt proud before doing the work? Have you ever felt successful just by talking about success? Have you ever felt motivated just by telling others what you will do, but then never really did it? If yes, you're not weak, you're not broken, you're human, and this story is for you. There was a young man named Adam, not famous, not rich, not special in any obvious way, just normal like many of us. Adam lived in a small apartment, one bedroom, a tiny kitchen. A window that faced another building, no beautiful view, just concrete and noise and traffic. Every morning, he woke up with his phone in his hand. Before his eyes were fully open, he was already scrolling. Videos, quotes, motivation clips, people talking about success, about discipline, about hustle, about purpose. Adam loved those videos. They made him feel powerful for a moment. They made him feel like, yes, that's me, I'm like that. He saved them, shared them, sent them to friends. Bro, this is so true. This is me. I'm gonna change my life. His friends knew Adam as the dreamer. He always had plans, big plans. 1 month he wanted to start a business. Next month he wanted to learn coding, then music, then fitness, then content creation, then trading, then writing a book. He always had something, always, and when he talked, people listened. Because he spoke with passion, with fire in his eyes, with confidence. I'm serious this time. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm focused now, and people believed him. Because he believed himself, at least in that moment. Adam would start strong, very strong. Day one, he buys notebooks, downloads apps, watches tutorials, makes schedules, writes goals. Big, beautiful goals. He feels amazing, like a new person. Day two, still motivated, still excited. He tells more people, I've started, I'm working on it. Day three, a little tired, but okay. Day four, something distracts him. A friend calls, a new series, a game, a party. I'll continue tomorrow. Day five, tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And slowly the project dies. No goodbye, no funeral, just silence. And Adam moves to the next dream, again and again and again, each time feeling proud in the beginning. Each time feeling empty in the end, but he never talked about the ending. He only talked about beginnings. Inside, Adam was confused. He didn't understand. I'm smart, I'm motivated. I watch good content. I know what to do, so why don't I do it? At night, when his room was quiet, when his phone battery was low, when no one was watching, he felt that heavy feeling in his chest, that quiet voice saying, you're wasting time, you're lying to yourself, you're not moving. He would turn on another video, another podcast, another motivational speech, to silence that voice, to feel good again, for a few minutes. One evening, Adam sat alone in a small cafe. Rain was falling outside, soft, slow. The kind of rain that makes you think. He was staring at his coffee, cold, untouched. Across from him sat an old man, gray hair, simple clothes, calm eyes. He looked like someone who had lived a lot, not loud, not impressive, just peaceful. They didn't know each other, but the cafe was empty, and somehow they started talking, small talk at first. Weather, coffee, life. Then the old man asked gently, what are you working on these days? Adam smiled. This was his moment. He started talking, business idea, online brand, fitness journey. Future plans, dream house, dream life, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, nonstop. The old man listened, no interruption, no judgment, just listening. When Adam finished, he felt proud, like always. Then the old man asked one question, very softly. How long have you been talking about these things? Adam paused. I mean some of them years, I guess. The old man nodded. And how many have you finished? Silence. Rain, coffee, heartbeat. I none yet. The old man smiled kindly, not mocking, not disappointed, just understanding. May I tell you a story? He asked. Adam nodded. Once, the old man said, I planted 2 seeds. Same soil, same water, same sun. One seed stayed underground for a long time, quiet, invisible. No sign, the other came out quickly, green, bright. Everyone could see it, people praised it. Look how fast it grows, so impressive, but it grew too fast, thin roots, shallow base, one strong wind and it fell, the first seed took. Time built roots first, no one noticed, no praise, no attention, but when it rose, it was strong, nothing could move it. The old man looked at Adam. Most people, he said, want to be the second seed. They want to be seen, they want applause, they want to feel special early. So they talk, they show, they announce. They celebrate before the work, but real growth happens underground, in silence, in boredom, in repetition, where nobody claps. Adam felt something move inside him. Like someone touched a hidden wound, the old man continued. Do you know why talking feels so good? Adam shook his head. Because your brain thinks you already won. When you talk about your dreams, when people say, wow, when they say you're amazing, your brain releases the same chemical as when you actually succeed. Dopamine, reward, pleasure. So your brain says, good job. We're done, but you're not. You've done nothing, only talked. Adam felt exposed, like the man could see inside him. Talking replaces doing, the old man said. It gives fake satisfaction, like eating pictures of food. You feel something, but you're still hungry. That night, Adam couldn't sleep. The seed, the roots, the fake reward. It stayed in his mind. For the first time, he didn't open YouTube, he didn't scroll, he just sat, in silence, and thought about all the things he started, about all the people he impressed, about all the work he avoided, about all the time he wasted. He felt sad, not dramatic, just heavy, like carrying a bag full of regrets. The next morning, something changed, not magically. Not loudly, quietly. He didn't post anything. He didn't tell anyone. He picked one small goal, very small, and he worked 30 minutes. No music, no phone, just focus. It was boring. Painfully boring. His mind wanted escape. He wanted to check messages, tell someone, get praise, but he didn't. He stayed. Next day again. Still boring, still slow, still quiet. No likes. No comments, no applause, just effort, mistakes, confusion, progress, tiny progress. Weeks passed. Adam stopped talking about plans. Friends noticed. You're quiet lately. What are you working on? He smiled. Just living, and changed the topic. Months passed. Something strange happened. He felt solid, not excited, not high, not low, stable. Confident not because of words, because of proof. He had results, small, but real. He trusted himself again, because he kept promises to himself. People started respecting him, not because he spoke. Because he showed, and more important, he respected himself. For the first time. Now let me talk to you. Yes, you listening right now. How many dreams are you carrying? How many plans have you announced? How many times have you said, I'm starting soon, I'm working on it, this is my year, but nothing changed? Who are you performing for? Who are you trying to impress? Friends, family, social media, or your own ego? What if from today you became quiet, not weak, not invisible, but focused? What if you stopped explaining and started building? What if you kept your dreams private, like seeds, until they are strong enough to stand alone? You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to announce growth. Growth speaks, results whisper. Discipline is silent. Consistency is lonely, but it works. You don't need motivation. You need habits. You need patience. You need honesty with yourself. No more fake pride. No more fake progress. No more fake confidence, just real work. Even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when nobody cares. Especially when nobody cares, one day people will ask, how did you do it? And you will smile, because they didn't see the nights, the doubts, the repetition, the quiet tears. The invisible effort. They only see the tree, not the roots. Before we end, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your life in 5 years, not the fantasy, the real one, based on what you do today. Does it make you proud or scared? You still have time, not forever, but enough if you start now, quietly, slowly, honestly. If this story touched something inside you, don't rush to share it. Sit with it, reflect, write one small action, do it tomorrow, in silence, and if someday you feel ready, you may share this message with someone who needs quiet strength, not loud motivation. Thank you for listening. Take care of your dreams, like seeds, and let them grow where no one is watching. And before you move on with your day, before you close this page, before another notification pulls you away, let me stay with you a little longer. Because some stories don't end. They soften, they settle, they stay, like a quiet echo, Years later, Adam sometimes walked past that same cafe, the same window, the same street, different life. Different heart, same city. He would slow down, look inside, remember, not with regret, with gratitude, because that small conversation changed the direction of his life, not in one day. Not in one week, in 1,000 quiet mornings, 1,000 boring evenings, 1,000 moments where he chose work over words, focus over noise, truth over comfort. There was a time when Adam failed again. Yes, even after changing, even after becoming disciplined, he failed. He lost money on a project. He wasted months on something that didn't work. He felt tired, disappointed, empty. Old Adam would have quit, would have escaped, would have announced a new beginning. But this time he stayed. He sat with the pain, he learned, he adjusted. And continued, silently, because discipline is not perfection. It is loyalty to your future self, even when today hurts. Let me tell you something important. Nobody talks about this. Real growth is lonely. Not always, but often. When you stop oversharing, when you stop seeking praise, when you stop performing, some people drift away. They were never connected to you. They were connected to your noise, to your excitement, to your announcements. When that disappears, so do they, and that's okay. You're not losing people, you're gaining space for yourself. For your purpose, for your peace. Adam learned something else too. He learned to listen to boredom. Boredom is a teacher. When you work quietly, your mind will scream. I'm tired, this is pointless. Let's do something fun. Let's check phone. Let's talk to someone. That voice is not wisdom, it is resistance. It is the part of you that wants comfort now instead of freedom later. Adam learned to smile at it and continue. Sometimes he still felt jealous when others posted success, cars, trips, money. Applause, he would feel small for a moment. Then he would remember he doesn't know their roots. He doesn't know their debt, their stress, their fear, their emptiness. Comparison is a thief. A focus of joy of direction. So he returned to his lane, to his work, to his breath. You see, talking is easy, posting is easy, planning is easy, dreaming is easy, doing is heavy, slow. Uncomfortable, and that's why it works, because most people won't do it, they will talk instead. Let me ask you gently, how much of your energy goes into appearing productive instead of being productive? How much time goes into telling others instead of becoming someone worth telling about? How many conversations are about what you will do instead of what you did today? No shame. No judgment, just awareness. Awareness is the first root. One evening, Adam met the old man again, by accident, same cafe, same rain, different season. They smiled, they sat, they talked about life. About work, about quiet victories. The old man listened, then said, "You grew roots." Adam smiled. "I'm still growing." The old man nodded. "We all are." If we're honest, you are still growing too, even if you feel lost, even if you feel late, even if you feel behind. As long as you are willing to stop performing and start building, you are on time. Let me leave you with this image. Imagine two people, same age, same talent, same opportunity. One speaks every day about dreams. One works every day on them. After 5 years, one has stories. The other has results. Which one do you want to be? Not for others, for yourself. When you sit alone at night, with your thoughts, with your conscience, with your truth, you don't need to become silent forever. You need to become silent long enough to become strong. Speak later. When your life does the talking, tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what small root can I grow tomorrow? One page, one workout, one lesson, 1 hour, one honest effort. Do it quietly. Without telling anyone, that will be your secret between you and your future. And one day you will look back and thank yourself for choosing silence, for choosing discipline, for choosing truth, for choosing growth when nobody was watching. If this story walked with you, if it sat beside you, if it whispered something real, carry it, not in words, in actions. And if you ever feel lost again, come back to this moment, to this breath, to this choice. Silence is not empty. It is full of becoming. Be patient, be honest, be steady. Your roots are growing. Even now, and even now, as these words slowly settle inside you, as your breathing finds its natural rhythm again, as the noise of the world waits outside, there is still something important to say. Because transformation is not a moment, it is a relationship, with time, with effort, with yourself. There were mornings when Adam didn't want to get up, no dramatic reason, no tragedy. Just heaviness, just tired bones, just a tired mind, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix, the kind that comes from walking a long road, alone. Those mornings he would sit on the edge of his bed, feet on the cold floor, eyes half open, and think, why am I doing this? No audience, no praise, no guarantee, just repetition, again. And again and again, on those days, he remembered something the old man once said: most people quit not because it's hard, but because it's quiet. Silence scares people. Because in silence you hear yourself, your doubts, your fears, your excuses, and you can't hide from them, so you escape, into noise, into talking, into distraction. Adam stayed, he listened. And kept going. There were weeks when progress stopped. No improvement, no reward, no sign, like walking in fog step after step, seeing nothing, only trusting that the road is still there. Old Adam would have panicked. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I'm wasting time. Maybe I should try something new. New feels exciting. New feels hopeful. New feels clean. But often new is just another escape. So Adam stayed, he refined, he adjusted, he learned, he waited. Slowly something rare happened. His mind became quieter, not empty, peaceful. He didn't need to prove himself anymore. He didn't need to explain his life. He didn't need to win conversations. He didn't need to impress strangers. He felt enough, not proud, not arrogant, stable. Like a tree that knows it belongs to the earth. Let me tell you a truth. Most people are tired, not because they work too hard, because they live two lives, one real, one imaginary. One is built by actions, the other by words. Maintaining the imaginary life is exhausting, keeping up the image, the plans, the promises, the explanations, the "I'm doing great" when you're not. It drains you. When Adam stopped performing, he gained energy, because he only lived once. Honestly, have you noticed how peaceful children are when they are focused, drawing, building, playing? No audience, no validation, just presence. That is natural discipline. That is pure work. We lose it because we start working for approval, not growth. Adam relearned that. He learned to enjoy effort, not results, the process, not the applause, and strangely, that's when results came, not as gifts, as consequences. One day a young man approached Adam, same fire. Same excitement, same talking, same dreams. Adam listened, like the old man once did, then asked softly, "How long have you been talking about this?" The young man paused. "A while." "And how long have you been working?" Silence. Adam smiled and told him about seeds. "Now you are hearing this story, not by accident. Something in you recognizes it. Something in you is tired of pretending, tired of restarting, tired of promising, tired of disappointing yourself. You don't need another plan, you need a practice, a daily, quiet practice. No drama, no announcement, just commitment. Start where you are, with what you have, with what you know, not when you're ready. Ready is a lie. Ready comes after starting. You will feel lonely sometimes. You will feel slow. You will feel behind. You will doubt. That is normal. That is the price of depth. Shallow things grow fast. Deep things grow strong. One final thought before we part. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. They look at you, in silence. No anger, no blame. Just one question in their eyes. Did you try when you had the chance? What will your answer be? You are writing it now, with today, with tomorrow, with small choices, with quiet courage. So walk gently, work faithfully, speak less, do more, trust time, trust effort, trust yourself. You are becoming even when no one sees, and that is real power. If this message stayed with you, let it stay quietly, like a seed. No need to announce it, let it grow. And one day, let your life speak. And now, before we gently close this story, before the world slowly returns to your ears, before you scroll, before you rush, let me speak to you one last time. Not as a storyteller, not as a narrator, not as a voice in your headphones, but as someone who believes in the quiet version of you, the version that doesn't need to prove anything. The version that works when nobody is watching, the version that keeps going even when no one claps. If you are still here, if you listened till this moment, it tells me something about you. You are searching not for noise, not for shortcuts, not for fake motivation. You are searching for truth, for depth, for something real, and that already makes you different. Life will not suddenly become easy. Discipline will not suddenly feel fun. Consistency will not suddenly feel exciting. Most days it will feel ordinary, repetitive, quiet, sometimes boring. Sometimes lonely, sometimes heavy, but inside that ordinary life, extraordinary strength is being built, one small action at a time. One honest effort at a time, one silent victory at a time. You don't need to change everything today. You don't need to fix your whole life tonight. You don't need a perfect plan. You only need one thing: to show up tomorrow, for yourself, quietly. Without announcement, without pressure, without fear, just show up. Maybe tomorrow you will fail. Maybe next week you will fall behind. Maybe next month you will feel lost again. That's okay. Growth is not a straight line. It is a conversation between who you are and who you are becoming. Sometimes you listen, sometimes you forget, but you can always return. And whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel confused, whenever you feel like giving up, remember this story. Remember Adam, remember the seed, remember the roots, remember the quiet work. And remember, you are capable of more than you think, not through shouting, not through showing off, but through staying. This is why SnapMinted exists, not to hype you, not to pressure you, not to make you feel guilty, but to sit beside you, in silence, in honesty, in reflection, to remind you that slow growth is still growth, that quiet effort is still power. That unseen work still matters, that you still matter. If this story helped you breathe a little easier, if it made you think a little deeper, if it made you feel less alone, then let SnapMinted be your quiet space. A place you return to when the world becomes too loud, when expectations become too heavy, when motivation fades, when discipline feels lonely. Here, you are not rushed, you are not judged. You are not compared, you are simply understood. You don't have to share this with everyone. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to announce it, but maybe share it with one person. One quiet dreamer, one tired soul, one overthinker, one friend who feels stuck, not to impress them, to support them, gently, silently, kindly, and if you feel ready, you are welcome to walk with us. By subscribing to SnapMinted, not as a follower, as a companion on this slow journey of becoming, no pressure, no rush, only presence. Before you go, take one last breath with me. In and out, feel that calm, that space, that clarity. That is your real strength, not loud, not dramatic, not flashy, steady, quiet, enduring. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, whatever you're building, keep going, slowly, honestly, faithfully. Your future self is watching, with gratitude, with pride, with love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you for choosing growth. This is SnapMinted, and this is your journey.